one. Yep. Nice feet. Excellent. Come right back. Some of the most frequently asked questions I have in the whole high and tight experience and helping people's programs and kids is that, what is high and tight? Well, high and tight is the terminology we use in the sport of football to keep the ball tight to your body, the technique. But we've always done generational coaching and we've never actually analyzed what high and tight is until now. And then you have the most common question is, why high and tight? Well, ultimately, when you play the game of football, you want to be successful, you want to win. And the way you win is to protect the ball, get it in the end zone, and never give it back to anybody else. You're 85% more likely to win the game if you win the turnover margin, if you do not fumble the ball. So our goal is no more fumbles. 0 fumbles is our expectation, and that's what high and tight helps us. The third one that I get all the time is, what drills do I do with high and tight? And ultimately, this has been the most shocking response that I give to coaches is, every drill that you do, you should have high and tight in it. Whether it's the ball beeping at you or the technique, the acronym team, that should be a common part of your place as a coach, as an athlete, as a fan, to see that your team is doing everything it needs to be successful. The next thing I have is when you're training with the ball, how come my ball doesn't beep? Well, your ball doesn't beep because it's a technique, it's a learned condition. You must teach it how to do it. The ball teaches you that there's actually a perfect way to carry the ball, and because of the panels have the sensors in it. If you're on the seams of a football, you won't get any response on regular football, and you won't get any response on the high and tight football because the ball is registering how much pressure is equally distributed on it and accurately creating a perfect hold. So what we talk about is teaching that. You must recondition and teach what perfect feels like. And then the last one I always get is, hey, where can I get some? Well, you're at the right spot if you're on the website. But ultimately, the part that you need is you have them, but you must train them each and every day because we believe repetition becomes habit and habit becomes character, and character is what you see when you're watching them in the game. They do the habits. And ultimately, we want them all the habits to be high and tight. Another question we always get is the durability of the football. And I tell them, I said, the battery life of the batteries, which are in this little compartment here, are over 2,500 hours. Ultimately, if you use it the way you're supposed to and you train the way you're supposed to, the batteries will outlast the ball. Because the construction-wise, it's made to take a beating. And you spend $100 on a regular football and it lasts a season. You're going to spend about the same and it's going to last a season, season and a half, depending upon how much you use it. Another question we always get is, why does it feel different? And ultimately what that is we've taken all the things that we've used tool-wise and encompassed it into one device. We used to do slip skins over footballs to make it slippery. Well, the ball's going to feel different because it's a little slippery. We naturally did that on purpose. And then the other part is the weight. We used to use weighted balls or water balls, and ultimately water balls and weighted balls add that flexible muscle memory and then build it. The ball is about 1.6 pounds, so it's a little heavier, 60% heavier. So it's just enough that it pulls your awareness, but then also it's light enough so that way you can actually throw it 10, 15 yards and do swing passes and stuff like that, or pitch it. We do that. We love that because we actually use this for our quarterbacks in terms of building up. So that element of it feels different. And then the ultimate greatest difference is the audible feedback, the measurement of force equally distributed on the ball, tight to your body, so that way you don't have gaps when you're running. That way you know it's high and tight. No more debating. Another question we get is, who should use the football? This product is for everyone. We have a youth size for the little guys on up, all the way up to the professionals and NFL times. We've worked with all levels because whether it's youth, they're creating habits that will ultimately carry over into their high school and collegiate careers and hopefully into their NFL career. Or if they're in the NFL, they want to prolong their career because if they put the ball on the ground, it's the fastest way to lose their paycheck. So ultimately, and we've had teams that will see the importance across every position and actually teach each other how to do it properly and have drills in their circuits so that way if a O lineman or a D lineman or a linebacker scoops the ball up, he actually puts it, splits it, finishes it tight to his body and gets to the end zone. Probably the single most common question I get is, what's the first thing I should do when I get my football? And I tell them from day one, from the moment you open the box, look at it, make sure that the batteries are installed, they come that way. And then here's the part that you must ultimately warm it up. You have sensors in there, you have foam in there, you have glue in there, all holding together. And I take it and start thinking about the pressure that I equally distribute on it, which is on an angle. Okay, so I take panel to panel, I stay off of the seams, and I actually literally loosen it up and warm up the ball, okay? If you're at a hot climate or a cold climate, there's an effect because the sensors are not perfect for that. So I loosen it up. You can feel the glue loosening up. Sometimes if I get the balls and they're at storage and they're in 55 degrees, I take them and put them in my car, get them hot, loosen them up that way. And so you'll feel it being easier to activate. It also teaches you the angles on which you should carry the regular football so that when you go to set it, you can activate and not have a problem. Okay, that's the initial thing, is warm the ball up and get ready to roll. Hey, if you have any questions, I'm always available. Hit me up, Coach Tom, at High and Tight 1, because one fumble is too many, and we strive for no more fumbles.